Hi, this is Gary. Welcome to today's video. Today we're doing another unenveloping. It's not an unboxing because, as I say, it's an envelope. In the envelope there's a pen that I ordered from China about 2 months ago. It's wended its way over the seas and into my inbox just a few days ago. So join me down on the mat, we'll take a look at this pen, we'll ink it up, and then we'll do a brief writing sample. So here we are down on the mat, time to dig in and let's see what's in this envelope. So here we go, cutting off that end, and what do we reveal but a pen wrapped in bubble wrap. One of the nice things about Chinese pens, they do tend to come really well packaged. So let's open this, see what we're getting. And what do we have? We have this glorious wooden pen. Just look at the colour on that. So this is a Jinhao 9056. It's a natural wood fountain pen. I've ordered this one with a medium nib. It does come with a choice of either fine or medium. So now let's take a quick look at this pen before we look at inking it up. So let's start here. Let's start at the top of the pen. That's a nice rounded top there. That comes down in this really smooth, it feels silky to the clip. So the clip, unlike a lot of other clips, it looks like it's got a mechanism here, so I can actually press on the top and move the clip. It's very hard to press, it's very stiff, so it's still not something that's easy to use. The cap itself, obviously we get a little bit of tapering out, but it only goes to about here, and then it seems to be the same width all the way down until we've got this step down to the actual body. When we get to the body, it goes down. Again, I would say it's actually slightly tapering here. Then the tapering gets a bit more steeper until we have another rounded end. On the back of the cap here, we've got Jinhao Heritage. That feels like it's actually been etched into the wood. It doesn't feel like it's stamped on. Be interesting to see as this ages if that pattern in there is actually able to develop some more colour, because at the moment it's very light. Overall, the pen reminds me a little bit of a Jinhao 159. I'm just going to fetch in my Jinhao 159. It's slightly longer and the cap's slightly bigger, but the overall shape is very similar. It feels quite nice in the hand, but let's see about the most important thing, that nib. So the cap takes, that's half a turn, that's 1 turn, 1 1/4, 1.5 turns to come off. Really nice. And that to me is about the right number. Then this reveals, wow, just look at that nib. This is your gorgeous Jinhao nib. It's mainly gold coloured, and then it's got that little bit of silver trim. Now remember, this is a steel nib. It's not a gold nib. Let me just turn that round and see if we can read what's on the nib. So there's the nib in all its beauty. Absolutely gorgeous looking nib. So the nib, it's got this little gold coloured band at the start of the section. I would say that's slightly raised from the black plastic. Not enough to cause a problem, but enough that you would be able to feel it's there. Then we've got the short black section up again to these gold or brass coloured rings here, which is where the threads are for that cap. Let's unscrew the body. That reveals again some brass coloured or gold coloured fittings, and then your standard Jinhao converter. Loving the look of this pen so far. Let's pop it back together. In my hand, I've got to be honest, it does feel a little bit short. We'll get a better idea when I come and do the writing sample. Does it post? Most certainly it does. Does it post securely? Yep, that doesn't seem to come off. So all in all, Really like the look of this. Where I'm slightly disappointed is the wood that I ordered was called Green Sandalwood. And in the picture, it had like a slight greeniness to the wood, which isn't coming out in here. Which is a shame because I love green. Strange enough, I also love brown inks now, but I love green. And I was hoping to have that green tint in here. But that's fine, it's not a problem, it's something I'm quite happy to live with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step away from the desk now, I'm going to rinse out this pen, and we'll come back, we'll take a look at the ink, and then we'll do a writing sample. So here we are back with the pen. Let's look at the ink that I've chosen. Well, the ink I'm going to put in here, it's Colorverse Able. When I picked this, it was obviously before I'd actually seen the pen itself, and I was hoping that we'd get some of that green tint, and I tried to pick a nice green which I thought would complement that. Obviously the green tint isn't there, but I still think that this ink is going to be a nice complement for this pen. Now, the fun we're going to have is, it's a sample bottle. And when I was doing my unboxing here, I don't know if this is going to fit inside the sample bottle. So we'll give it a try. If not, I've got my syringe handy and I'll just fill the converter from the syringe. So I'll fetch in. I think I've shown these before. My wife bought these for me and they're just handy for holding these. I've got a little, just like a plumber's bit of pipe there, which takes that really nicely. So I'll just invert that ink, pop it in. Got a nice little bubble on the top, really showing off the colour of that ink really nicely. Let's burst that. Let's see if it'll fit in. Oh, it just about goes in. So let's fetch up that plunger, take it back down again, fetch it up again, shake off any excess. Have we been successful? Yes, we have. There it is, a nice fill on that converter. I'll just wipe off the pen and put it back together again. Okay, let's get the ink out of the way. Put that cap on before I do a normal Gary, which is spill it all over the place. And we'll fetch in our trusty notepad. So as always, I'm using the Oxford notepad. This is a lovely B5 size pad, so it's a nice big pad. It uses the optic paper, which is a really nice fountain pen friendly paper. So let's look what we've got. We've got the Jinhao 9056 with a medium nib. That's in Green Sandalwood. Initially, I would say this feels a bit rough. It feels a bit scratchy to me. The ink is by Colorverse. And it's called Able. Really lovely green colour this, and seems to be writing really nicely from this medium nib. Let's check our wetness. Looks like it's a really wet ink. I'm going to leave it for 10 seconds. Yep, seems to be drying off now. 30 seconds. To be honest, that seems the same as when I did the 10 seconds. Our last check, I'm going to leave it for 1 minute. After a minute, well, we've still got some wetness there, so not the driest pen and ink combination. For my next writing sample, I'm going to move the microphone close to the paper so you can hear the pen write. So that was actually quite a successful writing sample. It is not a smooth pen at the moment. I'm going to have to get the micromesh out. I'm going to have to look at the tines to see if there's any alignment issues. It is not pleasant to write with. It feels like it's scratching the paper, which is a shame and, to be honest, surprising because most Jinhao nibs I get are actually fairly nice writers. I'm wondering though, this is a sample size of 1 for this pen. So it could just be that odd one where there's an issue. Would it put me off buying another? No, because I think it's something that I can fix. What I don't like here is it's burped a couple of times when I was writing. Again, that could be if the tines are misaligned or if there's a problem on the nib. So as I work to smooth it out, that may get rid of that problem. It's also fairly warm and humid here today. So again, I need to take that in mind, and it's something I need to look at when I'm doing further testing with this pen. Ignoring these two words though, the rest of it, in the grumpy, we've got some nice shading come out here in the G, in the P, in the W, in the S. So we're certainly getting that shading coming through. I love the colour of this. I think it's a shame that the pen doesn't have that green tinge, because as I say from the photo when I bought it, the green tinge looks very similar to this pen, and I think they would have been a perfect complement. But I'm not complaining, I don't mind. I wanted a wooden pen. What did I get? I got a wooden pen. I got a nice looking wooden pen. I've got a wooden pen that actually doesn't feel too bad in the hand. Posted, it posts. And it writes posted. That nib is just very scratchy. With no pressure on the pen, just dragging it slightly up across the paper. It's still putting down some ink. Not as much as I would have liked, but it's still doing it. So yeah, it's not a bad pen. It's just got its little foibles at the moment. But they're things I believe that can be solved with just a little bit of work on that nib. My first impression, beautiful pen. Looks really nice. Clips a bit on the stiff side for me, but that's something I think as you use it, that will get a little bit easier. Comes with a cartridge converter, always a big plus. Got that beautiful looking nib. Writes not too bad if you can get over the fact that it's scratchy, but as I say, that's something I believe I can fix fairly easily. Overall, the Jinhao 9056, definitely a pen I would look at again, and at 16 Australian dollars, it's a pen which I believe is affordable to most people. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Have you got this pen? What are your experiences with using it? What inks are you using? Please drop a comment below. Let's kickstart the conversation and have a good chat about this pen and the ways in which we can use it. If you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up button, give me a like. The more people that like and comment on my videos, well, it just helps the YouTube algorithm to surface my content for other people. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.